Hello, and welcome to this week's segment of Everyday Legal Strategies from the law offices of John G. Dowd. Today, we will address the topic of oil and gas leasing. This is a time of uncertainty in our state, but it would appear that responsible drilling is going to come to our area. In general, there are three types of landowners: those that make things happen, others that watch things happen, and then people who just don't know what happened. The New York permitting process is stalled until the DEC's hydrofracking regulations are finalized and New York's framework for safe and responsible drilling is set up. However, the delay gives New York landowners more time to plan. Two general suggestions: join your local oil and gas coalition to facilitate, educate, and negotiate a landowner-friendly lease for you. Second, do your tax planning before you sign an oil and gas lease. Oil and gas leases generate a variety of types of income. These could be rental fees, bonus payments, fees for damages, locating a drilling rig on your property, removal of trees, or permanent easements. However, each of these payments may generate ordinary income or capital gains, and it's important for you to plan ahead as to how you want to receive your payments and how they will be characterized for tax purposes. You may want to consider dividing the surface rights, that's the top of your property, from the subsurface rights, which would be the bottom of the property, and putting at least the subsurface rights into a limited liability company. The limited liability company would afford you the opportunity for tax averaging and estate planning. The values obviously would be less if you did not have a lease, and the value of the property would be greater if you had a lease or they were already producing gas. An important concept with oil and gas leases is depletion. And it's important that when you acquire the land that you allocate as much as you can to the price of the land as opposed to the improvements. Currently, you're allowed a 15% depletion allowance, but you're also allowed to take a depletion deduction based upon the cost of your land. So it requires some reverse thinking on the part of the taxpayer. The second thing that you may want to consider doing is looking at a like-kind exchange. If your property becomes extremely valuable because you have a lease on it for oil and gas purposes, this may be your opportunity to exchange your land for some property that you perhaps want on the Jersey Shore on a tax-free basis. And remember, the more you plan, the more you save. And the more you save, the more you keep. Thank you again from the law offices of John G. Dowd.